السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أهلا بكم في المحاضرة الثانية، محاضرة الديناميكا الحرارية. In this lecture we will discuss the phase of matter or state of matter, density and specific gravity, pressure. Okay, we have four states of matter. This is solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. The state of matter based upon particle arrangement, based upon energy of particle, based upon distance between particles. Matter is made up of particles which are in continual random motion. So we can see the atoms in random motion. Okay. The solid means particles of solid are tightly packed, vibrating about a fixed position. So solid have a definite shape and definite volume. إذا السوليد ممكن أن نشوفها معرفة الشكل ومعرفة بالحجم. طبعا بوجود الهيت بتبلش يصير عندنا vibration للأتومز. أما بالنسبة للliquid, particles of liquid are tightly packed but are far enough. إذن it's far enough between atoms apart to slide over one another. Liquid have an indefinite shape and a definite volume. يعني الليكويد لما نحطه بوعاء مثلا اسطواني فبياخذ شكل الوعاء الاسطواني، سلندر، سفير، whatever. إذا بياخذ الشكل اللي بنحط الليكويد فيه. وطبعا بوجود الهيت بصير لنا vibration للأتومز. أما بالنسبة للغاز, the particle of gases are very far apart and move freely. إذن الغاز البارتيكل بيكون بعيدات جدا عن بعض and تتحرك بحرية كاملة. إذن الغازes have an indefinite shape and indefinite volume. إذن الغاز ما له شكل معين أو حجم معين. It's separate. هو بينتشر. اوكي، بوجود الهيت بصير عندنا الحركة الغازات. اوكي، إذن phase change. Description of phase change. إذن solid to liquid. من السوليد إلى الليكويد عندنا المصطلح اللي هو melting. هذا يعني إنه الهيت goes into the solid as it melts. Then الهيت goes into the solid as it melts. أما من liquid to solid بصير عندنا freezing. هذا يعني heat leaves the liquid as it freezes. From liquid to gas, vaporization, which include boiling and evaporation. This means heat goes into the liquid as it vaporizes. And from gas to liquid, This is condensation. تكثيف المادة. Condensation of matter. This means heat leaves the gas as it condenses. And from solid to gas, this term is sublimation. Sublimation, this means heat goes into the solid as it sublimates. But what happens if you rise the temperature to super high levels between 1000 Celsius and 1 million or 1000 million? So will everything just be a gas? أما الحالة الرابعة فهي البلازما. Plasma is an ionized gas. شو يعني ionized gas? This means that electrons separate from a nuclei to positive and negative. إذا positive and negative. إذا بصير عندي ionized لا الغاز. A plasma is a very good conductor of electricity and is affected by magnetic field. Plasma, like gases, have an indefinite shape and an indefinite volume. Plasma is the common state of matter. Okay, إذن plasma, it's very important for such application. One of the application for plasma, if you remember in electronic course, we make some doping for other atoms like silicon with phosphorus. But what's happened? How? This is we make some machine by DC sputtering or RF sputtering. This happened start the atom to deposit on substrate. If we have a plasma, we make a plasma. The plasma create with gas, with commonly argon gas. We put argon gas in the system, and when we see that the plasma is a start, we can make deposition on substrate for some atom, for material, silicon material, any other material, semiconductor material. Okay, in state of matter, we have solid, tightly packed in a regular pattern, vibrate but don't move from place to place. بينما in liquid, close together with no regular arrangement, vibrate, move about and slides. A gas will separate with no regular arrangement, vibrate and move freely at high temperature. Plasma has no defined volume or shape and is composed of electrical charge particle. إذا تحت نتيجة الionization. Okay. Okay, some places where plasma are found in flames, lighting. in الشفق القطبي Northern Lights. The sun is an example of a star in its plasma state. And this is the plasma, the fourth state of matter. And this is the curve between the temperature and number of density. Okay. Density and specific gravity. The definition of the density is the mass per unit volume of substance. It's usually expressed as gram per cubic centimeter. بينما the specific gravity is the ratio of the weight of a substance to the weight and equal volume of substance chosen and standard, both having the same temperature. Water is used as the standard for specific gravities of liquid and solids. Example, what is the weight of 500 ml of substance having a specific gravity of 9.8? Volume of substance 500 ml. Volume of water 500 ml. Weight of water 500 gram. So the specific gravity equal weight of liquid divided by weight of water. So weight of liquid equal 9.8 times 500 وتساوي 4900 جرام. Specific volume is the ratio of the volume of substance to the volume of an equal weight of another substance taken as standard, both having the same temperature. Water is the standard for liquid and solid. Specific gravity and specific volume are reciprocal of each other. If they are multiplied together, the product is 1. Example, what is the specific volume of phosphoric acid having a specific gravity of 1.71? Answer, specific gravity volume, specific volume times the specific gravity equal 1. So specific volume equal 1 over 1.71, which equal 0.58. Another terms of in thermodynamic, the pressure of the fluid at the level to which the device has been submerged is the ratio of the force to the area. إذا البريشر هو عبارة عن الفورس، اوكي، عبارة عن الفورس مقسومة على الاريا. So pressure is a scalar quantity because it's proportional to the magnitude of the force. If the pressure vary over an area of volate, we have a small area, that means we have dF on the surface of area, dA, as dF equal pressure times dA. Unit of pressure is Pascal. 1 Pascal equal 1 Newton per meter square. Pressure is a scalar and force is a vector. Pressure is a scalar and force is a vector. The direction of the force producing a pressure is perpendicular to the area of interest. Okay. So how to measure the pressure? The spring is, we have vacuum here, فراغ, and the spring is calibrated by noun force. The force is due to the fluid pressure on the top, okay, of piston. Then we have a piston. We have a piston and we compress the spring, so the force the liquid exerts on the piston is then measured. density notes. Density is defined as the mass per unit volume of substance. The value of density for substance varies slightly with temperature since volume is temperature dependent. The various density indicate the average molecular spacing in a gas is much greater than that in solid or liquid. Then this is the table for the substance and the density values for these substance. Okay, variation of a pressure with depth. Fluid have a pressure that varies with depth. If a fluid is at rest in container, all portions of the fluid must be in static equilibrium. All points at the same depth must be at the same pressure. Otherwise, the fluid would not be in equilibrium. إذن في عنا container. Examine darker region. This a small liquid within a cylinder. It has a cross-sectional area A. Okay, so we have cross-sectional area A. Extend from depth D to from depth from here to here. The depth D plus H. Okay, this is from here to here D, and this is H. So from here to here is D plus H. Okay, so three external forces act on the region. We have the force pressure from up, and we have the force, the pressure from down, and also we have the weight. Okay, so the liquid has density of rho. Assume the density is the same throughout the fluid. This means it is an incompressible liquid. The three forces are اللي هي حكينا downward force on the top اللي B naught في الاريا. We have upward on the bottom B في pressure في الاريا, and gravity acting downward M في G. The mass can be found the density which equal mass equal rho في الفوليوم وتساوي rho في A في H. Since the net force must be zero, so summation للفورس تساوي البريشر في الاريا باتجاه J minus B naught في الاريا باتجاه J minus mg باتجاه G. The chosen upward as positive, so solving for the pressure gives minus B equal B naught زائد rho GH. The pressure B at depth H below a point in the liquid at which the pressure is B naught is greater by an amount rho GH. Okay. So atmospheric pressure, if the liquid is open to atmosphere and B naught is the pressure at the surface of the liquid, then B naught is atmospheric pressure. B naught equal 180 m وتساوي 1.013 في 10 القوة 5 Pascal. Pascal's law is a very important application in our life. The pressure in the fluid depends on depth and on the value of P naught. So an increased pressure at the surface must be transmitted to every other point in the fluid. This is the Pascal law. So an increase in pressure at the surface must be transmitted to every other point in the fluid. So this is the basis of Pascal's law, named for French scientist Blaise Pascal. Then a change in the pressure applied to a fluid and transmitted undiminished to every point of the fluid and to the wall of the container. So B1 equal B2. هذا يعني أن ال F1 على ال area 1 equal F2 على ال area 2. And this is the one of the application for the left of cars diagram of hydraulic press, right? Okay, this is right. A large output force can be applied by means of a small input force. We have small input force, we have this liquid, and we get large force. The volume of liquid pushed down in the left must be equal the volume pushed on the right. إذا قد إيه بنضغط من from the left نفس الإشي بالرايت. Okay. So since the volume are equal, this means إنه area 1 في delta x1 equal A2 في delta x2. Combining the equations together, F1 في delta x1 equal F2 delta x2, which means work 1 equal work 2. This is a consequence of conservation of energy. قانون حفظ الطاقة. إذا باسكال لو other application hydraulic brake البريك اللي بالسيارة إحنا اسمول احنا بنعمل ضغطة صغيرة جدا على البريك بنوقف سيارة وزنها 1 طن or 2 طن. car lifts, hydraulic jacks and forklift. Okay. This is the end of the lecture and thank you for your attention.